Hello everyone, it is me, Megamaniacs here, back for another second channel video. And yesterday we got a look at TTgames' first LEGO game since LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, a game that has been very much anticipated by a lot of people. LEGO Batman 4, or technically LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. TTgames' newest LEGO game and newest LEGO game period. This game has some pretty big shoes to fill, as the previous LEGO Batman games are some of the most beloved LEGO games of all time. Now, if you're new here, I'm kind of an expert on this stuff. I did do a series where I played through every single LEGO game, so this is definitely something I wanted to talk about, but couldn't really get a full main channel video on, so we're doing it here. So yeah, yes, I do remember my password for this account, just so you know. Now, this game's marketing cycle is still very new. We don't know a lot about this game other than what the trailer provided us and what leakers are saying in their very scuffed FAQ. So I'm gonna try to talk about it all and bring up a lot of things here, because there's already controversy with this game and we've known about its existence for less than 24 hours at this point. So, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight seems to be taking a pretty big departure from modern LEGO games. It's going to be taking elements from all of the movies, but not really adapting any movie per se, as we see a bunch of stuff from Nolan's movies with like Heath Ledger's Joker and Bane. But the Batman suit is like Robert Pattinson's design with the new updated cowl for some reason, which is a little bit weird. It is an odd decision that they didn't just go full comic book here, even though I think the comic book designs are better in a lot of ways. I guess it's just the marketing that those movies hold and the nostalgia that those movies hold for a lot of people, so it is going to be interesting to see how this game plays out, but from what it seems like, it is an original story. The gameplay seems to be, from the little we know, taking a lot of inspiration less from other LEGO games, but more from the Batman Arkham series, taking a similar yet toned down version of the combat and seeming to be an open world, more exploration type game with maybe some linear levels sprinkled on in there, which is very interesting, especially on that combat thing. LEGO combat has been pretty standard for basically the entire run of LEGO games, trust me, I know, and I am very skeptically optimistic to see how a updated look at a LEGO game combat taking inspiration from the Arkham games would actually fare. However, I am pretty hyped, and from what they showed, it did look pretty cool. It might also take some other gameplay elements like gadgets from the Arkham series. However, stuff like the bat spray could also be like an Easter egg, so I don't really know there. I could be wrong on that, but it would be cool to see like Arkham gadgets be introduced here. However, the big controversy that this game has already garnered is the fact that this game will only have 7 playable characters. Those being Batman, Robin, Catwoman, Jim Gordon, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Talia al Ghul. Now, this has sparked a lot of controversy, rightfully so, because that is a very small roster. LEGO games are known for their rosters, however bloated they may be, they're known for having these big, ever-expansive rosters. And the LEGO Batman games aren't necessarily known for that, other than LEGO Batman 3, which roster was honestly way too big. LEGO Batman 1 and LEGO Batman 2 rosters were very small in comparison. So, but not 7 characters small, and not having any villains to play as would be pretty bad, if it were true. So, we don't actually know if this is true or not. The devs said there's 7 playable characters, however leakers are saying that more characters are going to be added, so I don't know what any of this means. It is too early to tell, but if I had to guess, it would be a miscommunication, you could say, a error in the way that they gave us this information. I would assume that these are the 7 playable characters in the actual campaign, the story mode, and then in free roam you could have all of the other characters, including the villains from the game, being playable. that would make sense because it seems like this game is leaning more towards each character having its own move set and its own abilities, which other LEGO games kind of had, but it would be really cool to see that expanded upon. And I could see how it would be a little hard to do that for every character, but I really do hope there's more than 7 characters in the total roster. I also don't know if the leakers mean DLC, like they're gonna add villains in DLC, because if they lock essential characters that were present in other games behind DLC, then that's really, really bad and very, very anti-consumer. We don't like that, okay? Having to pay to play as the Joker in any LEGO Batman game should not be a thing. So hopefully they mean that either they're going to reveal more characters later, or that they're gonna be exclusive to free roam. I think either one of those would be fine. And that basically wraps up what we know about this game, other than its release date, which is unconfirmed but supposedly coming out next year, which would be pretty cool. I will be jumping back in the hot seat to play this when it does come out, and going back out of LEGO game retirement when this does drop sometime next year. For me, I am definitely cautiously optimistic about this game. I have played every single LEGO game, as I have said many times, and to be honest, a new, renovated form of LEGO game sounds very interesting to me. I know a lot of people want every LEGO game to basically be the exact same, just with a recolor, like how all the other previous games were. However, I think actually innovating on this is probably the best way to go, and someone like me who's played them all, the idea of another generic LEGO Batman game does not interest me really at all. Like, it just doesn't sound like it would be anything I would actually want to play other than for a video. However, a renovated form of that, still taking elements from older LEGO games, but also taking more elements from, like, the Arkham series, sounds really, really good, and I am very interested to see how that plays out. You know, despite everyone's not liking LEGO Horizon Adventures, I did compliment it on its gameplay for being at least unique, even if it wasn't the greatest thing. It was unique, it was different from other LEGO games, so I really hope this one does bring something like that to the table. You know, not exactly like that, but like that in the way that it innovated and changed the formula. It took stuff up from the previous LEGO games of old. Well, that's just my initial thoughts and a little breakdown on what we know from LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight coming out next year. I am very interested to see what else we get from this game and what other news we see from this game. And I will be making more videos on the second channel when there is stuff like that to be talked about. So yeah, that's all I really have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be posting more on the second channel, trust me, and I also have more stuff planned for the main channel very, very soon, so more uploads are actually happening. Stay tuned. See you all next time. Bye-bye.